Hello, everyone. My name is Yvette Jimenez, and today I will be discussing cultural humility. Cultural humility is important in healthcare because it allows better relationships between patients and their providers. We now can have better health outcomes due to improved active listening and improved communications. Providers are required to acknowledge their own biases, interact with patients from diverse cultural backgrounds, and recognize the difference in dynamics with patient interactions. So benefits from this include improved patient trust, fair and compassionate care, and better health outcomes. By understanding the needs and challenges patients are facing, providers can help reduce disparities in care. Health disparities. Speaking of racial disparities in particular, racial disparities refer to the differences in the outcomes or opportunities between different racial or ethnic groups. The common conclusion that manifests is certain racial groups may have unequal access to healthcare services or in the quality of the services they do receive. The healthcare outcomes do vary among the different populations, and it is believed that race disparities are formed from the beginning with historical discrimination, bias in healthcare, socioeconomic inequalities, and unequal distribution of resources. Some examples include, but are not limited to, maternal and infant mortality, chronic diseases, cancer outcomes, mental health, and even COVID-19. So I would like to speak a little bit more about chronic diseases. Chronic diseases include, but are not limited to, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, asthma, dementia, and there are many more to be named. I would like to single out the chronic disease, diabetes. In 2018, Hispanics were 1.3 times more likely than non-Hispanics to die from diabetes. Hispanic adults are 70% more likely than non-Hispanics to be diagnosed with diabetes by a doctor. In 2017, Hispanics were twice as likely to be hospitalized for treatment of end-stage renal disease related to diabetes as compared to non-Hispanics. I am surprised to have learned that over half of Hispanic adults are predicted to develop diabetes in their life. There are different biological factors, social and cultural factors that go into the explanation of why Hispanics are at a much higher risk. But we should also look at the facts of the conditions in which some people are born, where they live, and their surroundings. Those factors can have effects on the availability of certain medications, healthy foods, and also how much physical activity people are getting. Diabetes is a disease that hits close to home for me, as my father suffered from it for many years before he passed away. Diagnosed at the age of 14, he lived with the condition throughout his life. Born and raised in Ecuador, he grew up in a time when the country was very poor. Dirt roads and cement block houses were the norm, and food was scarce. The women in the family would visit the market daily to gather ingredients for the day's meals, which were simple but filling. There was rarely food available for snacking, and the refrigerator held only basic staples like milk, cheese, and butter. When my father and his family relocated to the United States, it was a cultural shock, and the abundance of food, especially sweets, that were previously inaccessible, introduced him to a new world of temptation. Sadly, we believe this drastic change in diet may have contributed to my father and eventually his entire family developing diabetes. I don't want to stray from the topic, but I do agree that factors in your environment can influence your health. Healthcare disparities can have a significant impact on your health outcomes. I just want to thank you so much for listening, and I just want to thank you for your time.